silver coin is a fascinating piece of numismatic history from the Habsburg Empire, time of political upheaval and dynastic change in Europe. Here's a detailed overview of its background, design, and significance. Historical context. In 1745, the Holy Roman Empire was under Franz I Stephen of Lorraine, who had just been elected emperor following the War of the Austrians. However, much of the power behind the throne remained with his wife, Maria Theresa, the formidable Habsburg empress who ruled over the Austrian hereditary lands. The coin reflects the transitional period of leadership and the consolidation of power in Central Europe. Specifications. Denomination, 15 Kreutzer. Year, 1745. Country, Austria, Habsburg monarchy. Metal, silver. Weight, typically around 4.2 to 4.4 grams. Diameter, approximate 28 to 30 millimeters, varies slightly by mint and strike. Edge, plain or reeded, depending on the mint. Composition, 60-70% silver, varied slightly depending on debasement policies of the time. Design features. Obverse, front. Portrait of Francis I, often in a right-facing bust. Inscriptions typically include his titles in Latin, such as Franciscus IDG or ISAGEHB Rex. Translation, Francis I, by the grace of God, Holy Roman Emperor, always August, King of Germany, Hungary, Bohemia. Reverse, back. The crowned double-headed eagle, emblem of the Holy Roman Empire, with the imperial orb and scepter. Shield in the center representing various Habsburg territories, Austria, Hungary, Bohemia, etc. Denomination, e.g., 15, and the year, 1745. Sometimes includes mint marks indicating the city of production, e.g., Vienna, Halle, or Graz. Significance. The 15 Kreutzer coin was part of a larger silver currency system used throughout the Habsburg realms and the Holy Roman Empire. It reflects transitional authority, as Francis I's role was somewhat ceremonial compared to Maria Theresa's actual political and military leadership. The coin's silver content makes it a valuable collector's item, especially when well preserved. Due to the historical context and relatively short period of issue, it's sought after by both numismatists and European history enthusiasts. Minting and production. Mints. Coins like the 15 Kreutzer were produced in several locations within the empire. Common mints include Vienna, Wien, the central mint of the Habsburgs. Holland Tyrol, H, one of the oldest and most prestigious mints. Kremnica, KB, a mint in present-day Slovakia, known for precision. Graz and Prague also occasionally produced these. You can sometimes find mint marks on the coin, typically beneath the eagle or within the legend. These small letters can significantly affect rarity and collector value.
The 2021 Canada $50 Maple Leaves in Motion 5-ounce fine silver coin is a remarkable collectible issued by the Royal Canadian Mint to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the maple tree's designation as Canada's national arboreal emblem in 1996. Design and features. Reverse design features a multifaceted sugar maple leaf, Acer sacrum, designed by Canadian artist Matt Eggink. Each facet is selectively plated with either yellow or rose gold, creating a dynamic visual effect. Surrounding the central leaf are 10 geometric shapes, each representing one of the 10 maple species native to Canada. A special 25 maple leaf privy mark denotes the 25th anniversary of the maple's national emblem status. Obverse design showcases the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Susanna Blunt, with a selectively gold-plated rim. Specifications. Face value, $50 Canadian. Composition, 99.99% pure silver with selective yellow and rose. Weight, 157.6 grams, 5.067 troy ounces. Diameter, 65.25 millimeters. Finish, proof. Mintage, limited to 1,500 coins worldwide. Edge, serrated. Packaging. Each coin is encapsulated and presented in a red lacquered, Royal Canadian Mint branded collector's case, accompanied by a black beauty box and a certificate of authenticity. Collectability. This coin is part of the Royal Canadian Mint's annual Maple Leaves in Motion series, known for its innovative designs and limited mintage. The 2021 edition, with its dual gold plating and intricate design, is a standout piece that appeals to collectors and enthusiasts of Canadian numismatics. Symbolism and cultural significance. This coin commemorates the 25th anniversary of the maple tree's designation as Canada's national arboreal emblem in 1996. The central sugar maple leaf, with its multifaceted design and dual gold plating, represents Canada's natural beauty and the diversity of its native maple species. The 10 geometric shapes surrounding the central leaf symbolize the 10 maple species native to Canada, highlighting the country's rich botanical heritage. Artistic and technical highlights. Innovative plating. The coin features a pioneering combination of yellow and rose gold plating over a multifaceted surface, a first for the Royal Canadian Mint. This technique enhances the visual contrast and depth of the design. Obverse design. The obverse showcases the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II by Susanna Blunt, with selective rose gold plating complementing the reverse design. Privy mark. A special, 25, maple leaf privy mark denotes the 25th anniversary of the maple tree's status as Canada's national arboreal emblem.
The Cambodia 3000 Riels 2006 Year of the Dog 1 ounce .999 silver coin is a collector's item issued by the Kingdom of Cambodia to commemorate the Chinese Lunar Year of the Dog, which fell in 2006. This coin is part of a series celebrating the Chinese zodiac, a popular theme in numismatic circles for its cultural significance and aesthetic appeal. Key features. Country, Cambodia. Denomination, 3000 Riels. Year of issue, 2006. Theme, Chinese zodiac, Year of the Dog. Metal, silver. Fineness, .999. 99.9% pure silver. Weight, 1 troy ounce, approximately 31.1 grams. Diameter, typically around 40 millimeters, may vary slightly. Mintage, often limited, exact number may depend on the issuing mint. Finish, usually proof or brilliant uncirculated, depending on release. Design. Obverse, front features the national emblem of Cambodia, including the Angkor Wat Temple and traditional Khmer elements. The face value, 3000 Riels, and the issuing country's name may be inscribed in both Khmer and English. Reverse, back depicts a detailed and artistic representation of a dog, symbolizing the 11th animal in the Chinese zodiac. The design might include traditional motifs and the inscription Year of the Dog along with the Chinese character for dog.
The year 1888 is known in German history as the Year of the Three Emperors. Wilhelm I died in March. His son, Friedrich III, reigned for only 99 days before dying of cancer in June. Wilhelm II, Friedrich's son, ascended to the throne in June 1888. The 2-mark coin dated 1888 bearing Wilhelm II's portrait represents the beginning of his reign, which lasted until 1918, ending with Germany's defeat in World War I and the fall of the monarchy. Key features. Obverse front. Features the portrait of Wilhelm II, William II in military uniform. Inscription. Wilhelm II Deutscher Kaiser König v. Preußen, Wilhelm II German Emperor King of Prussia. His depiction symbolizes both imperial and military authority. Reverse back displays the imperial German eagle, Reichsadler, crowned with a shield on its chest. The inscription reads Deutsches Reich 1888, German Empire 1888. Below the eagle is the denomination, ZWEI Mark II Mark. Edge, engraved with the phrase, God MIT-UNS, God with us. The motto of the Prussian and later Imperial German military. Specifications. Metal, silver, .900 fine. Weight, approximate, 11.11 grams. Diameter, 28 millimeters. The Prussia II Mark 1888 William II silver coin is a striking and historically significant coin from the German Empire period. Issued by the Kingdom of Prussia during the early reign of Kaiser Wilhelm II, the last German emperor and king of Prussia. The coin is highly collectible, especially given its association with the early reign of Wilhelm II and the year of the three emperors. Follow my page for more world.
The Cuba 1 peso 1933 silver coin is a notable and collectible coin, both for its historical significance and its striking design. Here's a detailed overview. Country, Cuba. Denomination, 1 peso. Year of issue, 1933. Metal composition, 90% silver, 10% copper. Weight, approximately 26.73 grams. Diameter, 38 millimeters. Edge, reeded. Mint, Philadelphia Mint, United States. Historical context. The 1933 Cuban 1 peso coin was minted during the period when Cuba had close economic and political ties with the United States, particularly following the Spanish-American War, 1898. Cuba became nominally independent in 1902, but the U.S. retained significant influence. The coins from this era were often minted in the U.S., including at the Philadelphia Mint, as was the case for this piece. 1933 was a particularly turbulent year for Cuba, marked by political instability and the eventual overthrow of President Gerardo Machado. Design features. Obverse, front. Features the Cuban coat of arms, with a Phrygian cap, symbol of liberty, a shield showing a key between two lands, symbolizing Cuba's location between the Americas, and the rising sun. Around the top, República de Cuba. Along the bottom, UN peso. Reverse, back. Prominently displays a large five-pointed star, the Star of Freedom, known as the Estrella Solitaria. Around the star, Patria y Libertad, Fatherland and Liberty. Date below, 1933. Often includes a small, PM, mint mark indicating the Philadelphia Mint. Collectability and value. The 1933 1 peso coin is highly sought after by collectors for several reasons. Historical value tied to a politically volatile era in Cuba. High silver content, making it valuable to bullion collectors. Low mintage compared to modern coins. American minting, adding appeal to U.S. numismatists. Depending on its condition, graded from good to mint state, values can range from $30 to over $200 or more for high-grade or certified specimens. Minting and production details. Mintage, approximately 1 million coins were struck in 1933 at the Philadelphia Mint, United States. Mint mark, although U.S. minted, these coins typically do not carry a U.S. mint mark like modern coins, i.e., no P for Philadelphia, but some specimens may show small designer initials or placement marks. Designer, the coin design is believed to be influenced by Charles E. Barber, the U.S. Mint's chief engraver during earlier issues, although the exact engraver for the 1933 issue may vary. Context in Cuban history. 1933 was a year of major upheaval. President Gerardo Machado was overthrown after a popular uprising. The country then entered a period of political chaos. The coin, minted during Machado's final year in power. Elami's Kingdom Tetradrachm, Camneskires v. ca 54-32 BC. Material, silver. Denomination, tetradrachm. Region, Elami's, a semi-autonomous kingdom in southwestern Iran. Ruler, Camneskires v. Date, circa 54-32 BC. Historical context. Elami's was a small but significant kingdom located in the region of Susiana, nestled between the Zagros Mountains and the lower Tigris River. Although nominally under the influence of the Parthian Empire, Elami's retained a high degree of autonomy, maintaining its own dynastic line and striking its own coinage. Camneskires V ruled during a period of relative independence, though often maneuvering diplomatically within the sphere of greater Hellenistic and Parthian politics. His reign, likely from circa 54 to 32 BC, overlapped with turbulent times in the wider region, including the final decline of the Seleucid Empire and ongoing conflicts between Parthians and Romans. Coin description. Obverse, front typically features a diademed bust of King Cambyses V, facing left or right, wearing a royal diadem. His portrait may show a Hellenistic influence, emphasizing a prominent nose, beard, and regal attire, often reminiscent of Seleucid and Parthian styles. Reverse, back generally depicts Greek inscriptions, often naming the king as beta alpha sigma iota lambda epsilon omega sigma kappa alpha mu alpha sigma kappa iota rho omicron upsilon, of King Cambyses, followed by honorific titles. The design may include symbolic elements, such as a Nike figure, anchor, or a seated deity, depending on the issue. Weight and diameter, standard for a silver tetradrachm of the time, typically weighing between 15 to 17 grams, with a diameter of around 28 to 32 millimeters. Mint, likely struck in the capital Susa, a historic and strategic city with ancient ties to both the Elamite and Achaemenid empires. Significance. These coins reflect a fascinating blend of Greek and Iranian artistic traditions, embodying the cultural hybridity of the region. While adopting the Greek language and monetary standards, Elamian coinage retained local dynastic imagery and identity, asserting sovereignty under the shadow of the Parthian overlords. The coinage of Cambyses V is particularly valued by historians and collectors as it marks one of the final independent phases of Elamian rule before full Parthian integration. The coinage of Cambyses V represents a unique blend of Hellenistic numismatic traditions and local Iranian royal imagery. These coins are significant to scholars because they help track dynastic succession and local rule under Parthian oversight. Show the evolution of portraiture and political messaging in Near Eastern coinage. Reveal the cultural hybridity of post-Hellenistic Iran. Collectors value them for their historical rarity, transitional iconography, and the challenge of identifying often worn or crudely struck specimens.
The German States Prussia 2 Mark 1888 Friedrich III silver coin is a historically significant numismatic piece minted during the brief reign of Emperor Friedrich III. This coin is part of the Prussian 2 Mark series and was issued in the German Empire under the rule of Prussia. Historical context. Friedrich III was the German emperor and king of Prussia for only 99 days in 1888 before he succumbed to throat cancer. His short reign makes any coinage bearing his likeness rare and highly collectible. The year 1888 is known as the Year of the Three Emperors because it saw the successive reigns of Wilhelm I, Friedrich III, and Wilhelm II. Coin specifications. Country, Prussia, Germany. Denomination, 2 mark. Year of issue, 1888. Material, silver, 0.900 fine. Weight, approximately 11.11 grams. Diameter, around 28 millimeters. Edge inscription, God mit uns. God with us. Mintage, limited due to Friedrich III's short reign. Design details. Obverse, features a portrait of Friedrich III, facing right, with the inscription Friedrich Deutscher Kaiser König v. Prussen. Friedrich, German Emperor, King of Prussia. Reverse, displays the German imperial eagle with a shield on its chest, representing the German Empire. The inscription around it reads, Deutsches Reich 1888, with the denomination 2 mark below. Collectability and value. Due to the rarity of Friedrich III coinage, the 1888 Prussian 2 mark is highly sought after by collectors. The value depends on factors such as condition, grade, mint marks, and historical demand. Uncirculated or proof examples can fetch significantly higher prices in auctions and among numismatists. The German States Prussia 2 mark 1888 Friedrich III silver coin is a historically significant numismatic piece minted during the brief reign of Emperor Friedrich III. This coin is part of the Prussian 2 mark series and was issued in the German Empire under the rule of Prussia. Historical context. Friedrich III was the German emperor and king of Prussia for only 99 days in 1888 before he succumbed to throat cancer. His short reign makes any coinage bearing his likeness rare and highly collectible. The year 1888 is known as the Year of the Three Emperors because it saw the successive reigns of Wilhelm I, Friedrich III, and Wilhelm II. Coin specifications. Country, Prussia, Germany. Denomination, 2 mark. Year of issue, 1888. Material, silver, 0.900 fine. Weight, approximately 11.11 grams. Diameter, around 28 millimeters. Edge inscription, Gott mit uns, God with us. Mintage, limited due to Friedrich III's short reign. Design details. Obverse, features a portrait of Friedrich III, facing right, with the inscription Friedrich Deutscher Kaiser König v. Preußen. Friedrich, German Emperor, King of Prussia. Reverse, displays the German imperial eagle with a shield on its chest, representing the German Empire. The inscription around it reads, Deutsches Reich 1888, with the denomination 2.
The Mexico 8 Reals 1890 RR Guanajuato silver coin is a fascinating and historically rich piece of numismatic art from the late 19th century. Here's a detailed look at what makes this coin significant. Overview. Name, 8 Reals. Year, 1890. Mint mark, RR, Guanajuato Mint. Country, Mexico. Metal, silver, 0.903 fine. Weight, approximately 27.07 grams. Diameter, around 38 to 40 millimeters. Edge, milled, reeded. Globe showing America's historical context. The 8 Reals coin, often referred to as a piece of 8, was a standard silver coin used extensively throughout the Spanish colonies and remained in use in Mexico well after its independence in 1821. By 1890, the coin was still a key part of trade and daily commerce, especially in a silver-rich country like Mexico. The RR mint mark indicates that this particular coin was minted in Guanajuato, one of Mexico's most productive silver mining cities, with a mint that dated from the colonial period well into the early 20th century. Magnifying glass tilted left design features. Obverse, front. Features the iconic Liberty cap, a Phrygian cap on a pole radiating light, symbolizing freedom and enlightenment. The inscription typically includes Libertad, Liberty, the year 1890, and mint and assayer marks, e.g., 8R. ZRR, where Z and RR are assayer's initials. Reverse, back. The Mexican coat of arms, an eagle perched on a cactus, devouring a snake, a powerful national symbol. Surrounded by the words República Mexicana. Money bag value and collectability. The 8 Reals coin is a favorite among collectors for several reasons. Historical value, a tangible connection to Mexican and global economic history. Silver content, 90.3% silver makes it valuable for its metal alone. Aesthetic appeal, bold imagery and classic design. Global influence, this coin helped shape the US dollar and the Chinese yuan, both modeled after it. The 1890 RR variety is especially interesting due to the Guanajuato mint's reputation and the clear, deep strikes often associated with its output. Value can vary based on condition, from circulated to uncirculated, rarity, and demand, typically ranging from $50 to several $100s. Brain fun fact. The 8 Reals was legal tender in the United States until 1857 and widely used in trade with Asia, especially China, where it was nicknamed Dragon Dollar due to its wide circulation. By 1890, Mexico was in the Porfirio Diaz era, a time of modernization and industrial growth, but also political repression. Despite the changing political landscape, the 8 Reals coin continued to serve as the backbone of commerce, not just in Mexico but globally.
Ionia Miletus, AR Dram of Alexander III, the Great, early 3rd century BC, silver coin, NGCXF. This silver dram hails from the ancient Ionian city of Miletus, one of the most influential centers of culture, science, and trade in antiquity. Struck in the early 3rd century BC, this coin is part of the expansive posthumous coinage issued in the name of Alexander III of Macedon, better known as Alexander the Great. Obverse. Features the head of Hercules, facing right, clad in the iconic lion's skin headdress, a symbol of strength and heroism. This depiction became a standard icon in Alexander's coinage, linking the conqueror with the mythic hero. Reverse. Shows Zeus Itaphoros, Zeus holding an eagle on a throne scepter, and Alphalan Xylphen Delta Omicron Upsilon, Alexandra, is inscribed vertically. Various control marks or symbols may appear in the fields or beneath the throne, indicative of the local minting authority, in this case, Miletus. Mint and historical context. Miletus, located in Ionia, modern-day Western Turkey, was a thriving intellectual hub and played a strategic economic role. After Alexander's death in 323 BC, his successors, the Diadochi, continued minting coins bearing his name and image to legitimize their rule and capitalize on his enduring legacy. This coin was likely issued under the authority of one of these Hellenistic rulers during the early 3rd century BC. NGC grade, XF, extremely fine. The coin is certified by NGC Ancients, ensuring authenticity and providing a clear assessment of its state of preservation. With sharp details, minimal wear, and strong centering, this XF-graded dram offers both aesthetic appeal and historical significance. This piece is a tangible connection to the Hellenistic world shaped by Alexander's conquests, a fusion of Greek culture with Eastern influence, captured in precious silver. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a history enthusiast, the Miletus dram is a remarkable artifact of classical antiquity. Historical context. This dram was struck in Miletus, a famed Ionian city on the western coast of Asia Minor, during the early Hellenistic period, shortly after the death of Alexander the Great in 323 BC. Miletus, once a leading city of science and philosophy, home to Thales and Anaximander, became part of Alexander's empire during his campaign against the Persian Achaemenid Empire. Following Alexander's death, his sprawling empire was divided among his generals, the Diadochi, and a wave of coinage continued to be issued in Alexander's name. This posthumous issue reflects both political continuity and the enduring influence of Alexander's image as a near-divine ruler and cultural icon.
The 1862 British India rupee was issued shortly after the British Crown took direct control of India from the British East India Company in 1858, following the Indian Rebellion of 1857. This transition led to significant reforms in administration, governance, and coinage. The year 1862 marks one of the first issues under Queen Victoria as Empress of India, although she officially assumed the title only in 1876. Key features. Obverse, front. Features the left-facing portrait of Queen Victoria, often described as the young head portrait. The inscription typically reads, Victoria Queen, encircling the bust. Reverse, back. Inscribed with the denomination 1 rupee. The legend also includes India 1862, indicating both the issuing country and the year of minting. Surrounded by an elegant floral wreath design, typical of Victorian-era aesthetics. Metal content. Composed of 917% silver, sterling silver. Weight, 11.66 grams. Diameter, 26 millimeters.
The Montenegro 20 para 1914 coin is a fascinating piece of numismatic history that reflects both the national aspirations and complex geopolitics of the early 20th century Balkans. Here's an overview of the coin and its historical context. Country, Montenegro. Denomination, 20 para. Year of issue, 1914. Ruler, King Nicholas I, Nikola I Petrovich Njagos. Metal, nickel. Weight, 4 grams. Diameter, 21 millimeters. Edge, plain. Mint, Vienna Mint, Austria. Obverse design. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing bust of King Nicholas I and insert, depending on typically I. Nikola I by the grace of God, King of Montenegro. This reflects Montenegro's monarchical status and national identity shortly before it lost its independence. Reverse design. The reverse side displays the denomination, 20 para, the date, 1914, and is surrounded by a laurel wreath, an emblem of honor and national pride. The country's name, Kingdom of Montenegro, is also inscribed. Historical context. In 1910, Montenegro became a kingdom, with Nicholas I proclaiming himself king. 1914 was a tumultuous year. World War I broke out in July, which would deeply affect Montenegro and its sovereignty. Although this coin bears the 1914 date, it is believed that actual minting may have been extremely limited, or possibly never circulated widely due to the outbreak of war. By 1918, Montenegro was absorbed into the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats and Slovenes, later Yugoslavia, ending its independent coinage. Historical and political background. King Nicholas I and the Kingdom of Montenegro. Nicholas I Petrovich Njagos ruled Montenegro from 1860 to 1918, first as a prince, then as king. Under his reign, Montenegro underwent significant modernization and expansion, and in 1910, it was elevated to a kingdom. The issuance of the 20 para 1914 coin came at a time when Montenegro sought to solidify its national identity through currency, military reform, and diplomacy. The coin was minted just as Europe descended into World War I. Montenegro sided with the Allies, but was soon occupied by Austro-Hungarian forces in 1916. In 1918, following the war, Montenegro was annexed into the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, effectively ending its independent monarchy and minting. Cultural significance. The 20 para 1914 coin isn't just currency, it's a symbol of Montenegro's short-lived independence and royal sovereignty before its unification with Serbia and later Yugoslavia.
The Japan 50-sen coin minted during Meiji years 39 to 45, 1906 to 1912, is a historic silver coin that reflects the artistry, modernization, and monetary reforms of the Meiji era. These coins were struck in the final years of Emperor Meiji's reign, a transformative period in Japanese history. The Meiji period, 1868 to 1912, marked Japan's transition from a feudal society to a modern industrial power. Key specifications. Denomination, 50 sen, 1/2 yen. Metal, silver, 0.800 fine. Weight, 10.1 grams. Diameter, approximately 27.3 millimeters. Edge, reeded. Years minted, Meiji 39 to 45, 1906 to 1912. Design details. Obverse, front. Features a stylized rising sun surrounded by radiant beams. Encircled by a wreath of cherry blossoms and paulownia leaves, traditional Japanese symbols. The value, 50 sen, is inscribed in kanji. The era year is written in kanji. Reverse, back. Displays an elegant imperial chrysanthemum crest at the top. Centered are characters denoting the issuing country, Great Japan. A coiled dragon or wreath motif appears in earlier designs but was phased out or stylized during these years. Mint mark usually not visible, as these were all struck by the Osaka Mint. Follow my page for more videos.
The Montenegro 1 per 1912 silver coin is a significant numismatic piece from the Kingdom of Montenegro, commemorating its brief but notable period of independence under King Nikola I Petrovich Njagos. Here's a detailed overview of this historical coin. Basic specifications. Country, Kingdom of Montenegro. Denomination, 1 per. Year, 1912. Metal, silver, 0.835 fine. Weight, approximately 5 grams. Diameter, around 23 millimeters. Edge, reeded. Obverse, front. The obverse features a right-facing portrait of King Nikola I, depicted with a full beard and wearing a royal uniform. Surrounding the portrait is the inscription in Cyrillic. I. Nikola I, by the grace of God, King of Montenegro. The engraving reflects the king's strong personality and his role as the ruler who brought Montenegro to its height of sovereignty in the early 20th century. Reverse, back. The reverse showcases the denomination 1 per prominently in the center, with laurel and oak branches symbolizing victory and strength. The date 1912 appears below, and the Cyrillic inscription above reads, Kingdom of Montenegro. The coat of arms of Montenegro is often incorporated subtly or stylized in this design, emphasizing national pride and identity. Historical context. The year 1912 is important in Balkan history, as it marked the First Balkan War, in which Montenegro joined other Balkan states in fighting the Ottoman Empire. It also marked Montenegro's final years as an independent kingdom before it became part of the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, later Yugoslavia, in 1918. King Nikola I, Montenegro's only monarch to hold the title of king, he ruled as prince from 1860 to 1910 and king from 1910 to 1918, issued the purper as the official currency of the newly elevated kingdom. The 1 purper coin was part of a short-lived but important monetary system reflecting Montenegro's aspirations for modern statehood and sovereignty. Monetary background. The purper was introduced in 1906, named after the medieval Byzantine hyperpyron, symbolizing a connection to Montenegro's ancient heritage and Christian identity. It replaced the Austro-Hungarian currencies circulating in the region and was pegged roughly to the French franc system to stabilize trade and gain international acceptance. Montenegro issued a limited range of coinage denominations in both gold and silver. Copper coins for smaller denominations, 1, 2, 10 para. Silver coins for 20 and 50 para, and 1 and 2 purper. Gold coins, very rare, for 10 and 20 purpura. Legacy of King Nikola I. Nikola I Petrovich Njagos ruled Montenegro for 58 years, making him one of the longest reigning monarchs in Europe.
The Russia-USSR-Soviet Union 25 rubles 1989 Ivan III, the founder of the United States 1-ounce 9.99 palladium coin is a rare and historically significant numismatic item. It represents an intersection of history, politics, and precious metal investing, making it an attractive piece for collectors and investors alike. This coin was issued in 1989 during the late Soviet era, a time of profound transformation in the USSR, under the leadership of Mikhail Gorbachev. This article explores the historical context, numismatic details, significance, and market value of this unique coin. Historical context: the USSR in 1989. The year 1989 was a crucial period for the Soviet Union. It marked the beginning of the end of the USSR, with the fall of the Berlin Wall and the loosening grip of communist control over Eastern Europe. The policies of perestroika, restructuring, and glasnost, openness, had brought significant economic and political changes, making the issuance of commemorative coins a part of a broader strategy to engage the world market. Against this backdrop, the Ivan III 25 rubles palladium coin was issued to honor Ivan III, Ivan the Great, one of the most influential rulers in Russian history. He played a pivotal role in the formation of the Russian state, uniting various principalities and freeing Russia from Mongol rule in the 15th century. The issuance of this coin in 1989 highlighted a sense of national identity and pride in Russia's historical legacy, even as the USSR was undergoing its final years of existence. Numismatic details of the 1989 25 rubles palladium coin. Issuing country: Soviet Union, USSR. Denomination: 25 rubles. Year of issue: 1989. Metal: palladium. Purity: 0.999, 99.9%. Weight: 1 troy ounce, 31.1 grams. Diameter: 37 millimeters. Thickness: approximately 2.7 millimeters. Mintage: limited, exact figures vary, estimated around 12,000. Edge: reeded. Obverse design: the emblem of the Soviet Union featuring the hammer and sickle, a symbol of communism, along with the denomination, 25 rubles, and issuing year, 1989. Reverse design: a portrait of Ivan III, often depicted with a sword or scepter, signifying his role in consolidating and expanding the Russian state. Who was Ivan III, Ivan the Great?
Ivan III Vasiljevic, 1440–1505, also known as Ivan the Great, was the Grand Prince of Moscow from 1462 to 1505. His reign was instrumental in the creation of a centralized Russian state. Some key achievements of Ivan III include unification of Russia. He conquered and annexed various Russian principalities, including Novgorod, Tver, and Yaroslavl, laying the foundation for a unified Russia. End of Mongol rule. Under his leadership, he ended the rule there, particularly stand on the Ugra River in 1480. Introduction of autocracy. He established the title of Tsar, though not officially used until Ivan IV, paving the way for absolute monarchy in Russia. Architectural advancements. Ivan III invited Italian architects to Moscow, leading to the construction of the Kremlin, which remains a symbol of Russian power today. By issuing a coin dedicated to Ivan III, the Soviet Union sought to link its modern identity to Russia's medieval past, reinforcing the idea of strong centralized rule.
The Serbia 2 dinara 1912 King Petar I Karađorđević silver coin is a historically significant piece that reflects Serbia's national pride and sovereignty in the early 20th century. Here's a detailed look at its features and background. Serbia historical context. The coin was minted in 1912, during the reign of King Petar I Karađorđević, a revered monarch known for his democratic values and efforts to modernize Serbia. This period marked a crucial time in Serbian history, right before the Balkan Wars and World War I. Coin specifications. Denomination, 2 dinara. Year, 1912. Composition, silver, 0.835 fine. Weight, approximately 10 grams. Diameter, around 27 millimeters. Edge, reeded. Mint, often struck in Vienna, Austro-Hungarian Empire, as Serbia lacked a domestic mint at the time. Crown design details. Obverse, front. Features a right-facing portrait of King Petar I in military uniform, symbolizing leadership and national strength. Inscription in Cyrillic, Petar I, King of Serbia. Reverse, back. The Serbian coat of arms topped with a crown. The denomination, 2, and the year, 1912. Surrounded by an ornate laurel and oak wreath, symbolizing victory and strength. Compass collectible value. Historical significance. Minted shortly before the outbreak of major regional conflicts, this coin is often sought after by collectors of Balkan history and early 20th century European currency. Rarity. While not extremely rare, its condition, uncirculated versus circulated, greatly affects value. Estimated value, typically ranges from $20 to $100 plus, depending on condition, with pristine examples or proofs fetching more. Speech balloon fun fact. King Petar I was affectionately called the Liberator, and is one of the most respected Serbian monarchs. His legacy is deeply tied to Serbia's struggle for independence and its transition into a modern state. Design symbolism. Small blue diamond obverse, King Petar I portrait. The king is depicted in military dress, symbolizing his role as a national leader during wartime. His calm, stern expression conveys strength and determination. The Cyrillic script emphasizes national identity and linguistic pride. Small blue diamond reverse, national emblems. The crowned Serbian coat of arms features a double-headed eagle, representing the Serbian Orthodox Church and the state's authority. On the eagle's chest is the Serbian cross with 4 fire steels, osula, an ancient Serbian symbol. The oak and laurel wreaths surrounding the denomination symbolize. Laurel equals victory and honor. Oak equals strength, endurance, and deep roots in tradition. The 2 dinara coin of 1912 was minted at a pivotal moment in Serbian history. 1912 was the year Serbia entered the First Balkan War, fighting against the Ottoman Empire to liberate historically Serbian lands.
The 1886 silver Morgan dollar is one of the most recognized and collected coins in American numismatic history. As part of the broader Morgan dollar series, which ran from 1878 to 1904 and was briefly revived in 1921, this coin holds significant historical, economic, and artistic value. With a composition of 90% silver and 10% copper, it remains a staple in the portfolios of both collectors and investors alike. Overview of the 1886 Silver Morgan Dollar. The 1886 Morgan Dollar was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, New Orleans, O, and San Francisco, S. It featured a striking design by George T. Morgan, with a mintage totaling over 19 million coins across all 3 mints. The coin's design reflects both national pride and the era's artistic sensibilities, making it an enduring symbol of late 19th century America. Historical context in the USA during 1886. The United States in 1886 was undergoing rapid industrialization, with the expansion of railroads, increased immigration, and technological advancements shaping the country. The economy was deeply tied to silver and gold, with the debate over the bimetallic standard influencing monetary policy. The Morgan dollar played a role in these economic debates, particularly in the context of the Bland-Allison Act of 1878, which mandated the purchase and coinage of silver bullion, ensuring a steady production of silver dollars like the one minted in 1886. Origins of the Morgan dollar. Why it was created. The Morgan dollar series originated due to shifts in U.S. monetary policy following the Coinage Act of 1873, which effectively ended the free coinage of silver and demonetized the silver dollar. This led to dissatisfaction among silver miners and farmers who relied on silver-backed currency. In response, Congress passed the Bland-Allison Act in 1878, which required the U.S. Treasury to purchase large amounts of silver for coinage, thus leading to the production of the Morgan dollar. George T. Morgan's design and involvement. The coin's namesake, George T. Morgan, was an English-born engraver who designed the coin under the direction of the U.S. Mint. Morgan's artistic vision introduced a new depiction of Lady Liberty, modeled after Anna Willis Williams, a Philadelphia schoolteacher. His goal was to create a distinctly American interpretation of liberty, breaking from the classical Greco-Roman influences seen in earlier designs. Legislation behind the coin. The 2 major legislative acts influencing the Morgan dollar were Coinage Act of 1873, ended the free coinage of silver and shifted the U.S. toward a gold standard, leading to the term Crime of 73. Bland-Allison Act of 1878, required the Treasury to purchase and coin a specific amount of silver each month, leading to the large-scale production of the Morgan dollar series. Design and symbolism. Obverse, Lady Liberty. The obverse of the 1886 Morgan dollar features Lady Liberty in profile, facing left, wearing a Phrygian cap adorned with wheat and cotton, symbolizing unity between agricultural regions of the U.S. Encircling her are 13 stars, representing the original 13 colonies, along with the words E pluribus unum and the mint year. Reverse, the American eagle. The reverse displays a majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching an olive branch and arrows, signifying both peace and military strength. The eagle is surrounded by a wreath of laurel, with the motto, "In God We Trust," placed above it. The coin's denomination, $1, and United States of America are inscribed around the outer rim.